Today I'm going to talk about misogyny in the workplace and how this affects companies and how to deal with misogyny. Some people ask, what is misogyny? Misogyny, simply put, is prejudice against women through societal inequalities. What does this mean? And what are the examples of this? So, examples of misogyny can fall into two categories. There is hostile sexism, and the second category is benevolent sexism. So what are the difference between the two? Well, hostile sexism is more of a common approach. This can include stereotypes and physical approaches. Benevolent sexism, however, is dealing with the traditional roles. For example, what roles women should do. So as a company, how should you deal with misogyny? Misogyny affects the workforce, and therefore it is important to have a zero tolerance of misogyny. Misogyny can only lead to encouraged cases of sexism, and as a business, this will leave the company vulnerable for employees potentially bringing claims within the employment tribunal. A company can deal with misogyny via their policies and procedures. For example, under discrimination, guidelines can be given to employees of what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, and the consequences for ill behaviour within the workforce. Signs of misogyny can include insults. For example, this could be a joke about a gender role. Another example would be shutting down women's voices. This can be seen in the workforce, in particular in meetings. If a woman has an opinion and then a man shouts over the woman so she's unable to be heard, this can leave feelings of inequalities and unimportance. As a company, it's important not to have gender-specific roles within the office. For example, only ladies can make the cups of tea or wash the pots. Labelling shouldn't happen, for example, a woman being too emotional, as again, this can encourage sexism. A topical point for a company to deal with misogynism is the gender pay gap. If this doesn't exist within your company, then this will assist in showing that the company is fair with its pay. Ultimately, to try and tackle misogyny within the workplace, if this is incorporated into policies and procedures, and effective measures are put in place to ensure that this doesn't happen and the consequences for doing so, this in turn will give a safe place for all genders to work within the company and reduce potential claims within the employment tribunal.